see. Is everything working? 1 second. I still don't know what I'm doing. Man, that music is so loud in my ear, but I tested it. The recording seems okay. Alright, yeah. Everything seems good. Is it the proper game this time? Yep, okay. It's okay, is that still working? Alright, cool. 1 second. Stay hydrated. Hello, humans. Welcome back. Wait, this isn't YouTube. Check out my YouTube. I'm just shilling for my YouTube at this point. Do spooky videos. I'm gonna make some other stuff too. But like, the videos I like the most that I do on my channel are just like spooky related things, like just like this, like me doing a bunch of research and stuff. And I've done 2 big ones so far with like the history of the doppelgangers, like phenomenon kind of stuff, and the Mad Gasser of Illinois. Just gonna shill that stuff. I don't like to shill stuff, but I think I'd also be kind of dumb not to. So anyways, I'm gonna be streaming Aria Sorrow. If that's how you, I still don't know how to pronounce the first name, or the first word of this game. I think it's Aria. I could be completely wrong with that. But however, yeah, no, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I like to do stupidly difficult things. So I'm gonna play this with no equipment on hard mode, and just like, if I have to use equipment to like sink into the water and stuff, I'm gonna do that. But other than that, I'm not gonna use any defensive equipment, any weapons. So in that case, I will name this file Suffer. Can I do that? There, there we go. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna try it. Hopefully the audios and stuff's all good. I still don't know what I'm doing with this streaming stuff, but it's fun. Okay. Nope. Getting rid of that immediately. It's giving me defense. Oh! Nope. None of that. Any souls? Nope. Alright. Wait, can I even... Oh, whoops. This is dumb. Can I beat these guys easily? Yes. How much experience did they give you? Where am I? Because I am going to level up. Am I blind? Oh, experience 1, next 83. Yeah, I am blind. Okay, what are my buttons? Alright. This is incredibly dumb. I don't even want to know how much damage I'm going to take on hard mode without defensive equipment. I'm just going to punch everything. Oh, that's not bad. I don't think I'm going to use items either, like no potions, no nothing like that. Like, full disclosure, I don't think I'm going to beat this, but I'm certainly going to try. If I'm anything, it's unnecessarily hyper-fixated on being tenacious when it comes to doing stuff outside of my skill level. I think that made sense. Yeah, get some of that. Oh, yeah. Wish I could, like, do, like, a low kick or something. I feel like I should be able to. Oh, my God. Nope. Don't want it. You know, I mean, I'll pick it up. Not gonna use it, though. Do I want to mess with it? Yeah, I kind of do. Okay. Bring it. Okay, that's... Alright, this... I'm probably going to be seeing this a lot. Man, that low frequency is kind of scummy. But I will say, regardless of the sound font of the GBA, this soundtrack is really well composed. Compared to, like, and I like it, but whatever was happening with like harmony of dissonance, some of those note choices are horrendous. I like the music. It's got a cool feel to it, but wow, it's awful as far as some of like the music, especially in like the B castle. All right, what am I doing? Okay, I can't stop myself from leveling up, and I think it's fair to give myself at least a little bit of a crutch and allow myself to level up, because I don't know how else I would stop that. What I'd really like to do at some point is do this in Symphony of the Night with like the luck code, because I'm a big sucker for increasing luck in RPGs or stuff like this, and especially after I learned that it decreases your other stats, because I usually just like don't play with anything that I think would remotely help me. But yeah, after watching, I forgot who's. Wait, is that like always on? I don't think I can remove the backdash. That's probably just gonna be how it is. Probably. Wait, unless I do think I actually can. I can turn those off. Oh, that's actually a tough choice. I'm gonna say any like gray souls, like these abilities, since it's not giving me any stat boost or anything, I'm going to use this only to give myself some ability, that because I feel like if I don't use this, it's just going to be way more of me trying like the same bosses over and over again. This will at least speed things up a little bit without, I don't think, giving me like a huge advantage. It's just literally going to let me dodge a little bit. And I feel like it'll just make the playthrough overall more interesting if I keep that on. But I'm still like not going to touch like any of this, and I'm not going to use this stuff either. But I feel like it's fair to at least give me the backdash. That's not going to like wildly put things into my favor. What was I forgot what I was even saying. Oh yeah, I'd like to use the luck code in Symphony of the Night now that I know it like wrecks your other stats in favor of luck, and then obviously use no equipment. But see, if I'm going to do something, I want it to be like the official release of stuff, or like in this case, this is the Castlevania Advanced Collection on Steam. And what I'd like to use is like play my Saturn copy and play it like actually through my Saturn, but I don't have like any way to hook that up as far as recording gameplay on it. What I'd eventually like to get, because I still haven't checked it, but I believe my CRT has video out stuff, just like, I don't think it's S-video or even component out, but just like, wow, RCA out. But then I could run that through like my RetroTink or something, and then run that through like a capture card. That way I can capture actual real hardware, because I am kind of a stickler for that stuff. Not for any moral reason, just because it's cool and I like technology. That's the only reason. I don't really want to, like, stuff like this, like official emulation, I'll use it just to use it, but like, if I get a better setup in the future, I will just straight up play the Game Boy Advance version through like the Game Boy Player on my GameCube. But this is at least an official release, and it's M2 are good with the simulation stuff. What's my experience looking like? 8 more. I know I'm gonna need some experience. I don't want to die with this either. I'm punching bats. Just thinking about this, like, in-universe, in-lore, like, Soma just immediately disregards advancements in technology to punch skeletons. Just immediately take, like, essentially, if we're counting like defensive equipment as clothes, he just strips and starts beating things with his fist. Throws bones. That's cool. I'm not gonna use it. So wait, am I level? I'm level 2. I should have paid attention to what stats went up. Hopefully my defense will go up eventually. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to move on. Level 2 should be enough. Especially, like, I think if I can eventually set up Saturn Symphony of the Night to do this similar type of thing, I'm definitely going to at least allow myself to use magic. Maybe. But, because that's not like a piece of equipment. This, however, there's nothing I can do without equipment besides that. But I'm keeping that. It's not like a stat boost, and it's not gonna give me an edge as far as attack. Am I doing 8 damage now? Look at that! I'm moving on up. Bring it. Like after playing through Castlevania 1 again recently, this seems like easy. It's so much less punishing, even doing something stupid like this. Like, look at that! I got so much health after getting hit. Wait, can I punch those? Oh, yeah! Soma is so powerful that he can just punch away somebody throwing an axe at him. Bring it. Oh, jeez. 91. How much do I get from these guys? How much is my suffering worth? Oh. 10 experience. That's kind of rough considering how tough it is. Oh, not you. Wait. Okay. I can't remember. I don't remember this game has hidden walls or anything. Well, I certainly can't beat the boss with this health. This is so dumb. Like, in a good way. See, I swear one of, like, the Castlevania games, like, your character will do, like, a slightly extended kick if you're, like, down. Unless I'm, like, confusing it with Bloodstained. I might be doing that. Hold on. Stay hydrated. 61. I might be looking at another level, but... Wait, I should, like, try not to get hit? Oh! Excuse the loud noise, sorry about that. Can I just, like... No. I'm trying it anyways. Excuse me. 2 damage. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Is this just what it's gonna be? Whoa! We don't want any of that. Is he gonna get any closer? Can I just punch him to death like this? How much HP does he have? That was risky. What are you doing? Oh. You're a goofy little goober, aren't you? Okay. I knew that was risky. Yeah, it would happen. Game over indeed. That's not hard though. Suffer. Okay, I'm just gonna move fast. probably still in my best interest just to punch these guys, just to get rid of them on the way to the boss. Oh, that's rough. You know, this kind of is like perfect game for streaming on Halloween. I didn't even mean to do that. Really would be in my best interest to beat this guy without getting hit. I would prefer you to stop. Oh! Wow, I'm in worse shape than I was the first time. Oh, starting with that already. I don't know if I can punch that. Oh! Man, there's like no range to the punch, obviously. I need to do like the, why is his name eluding me? Jonathan Joestar punch extending crap. How embarrassing. I don't really want to level up anymore. I feel like that's just kind of making it too easy. Like, I totally could, but... Oh! Like, realistically, I should be doing the fight without getting hit. Anything else is just a band-aid. This, I'm just gonna say screw it. Maybe not. Oh no. You know what? Probably a bad idea to do that. Wow. I'm getting way too careless already. Let's see what I'm. Okay, you know what? I've died twice. If I die again, I'll level up. That way we're not sitting here forever. Because as much as I just want to make sure this is well, sufferable, I don't think would be a word in this connotation, but as much as I want to suffer, I also don't want to make this an insufferable viewing experience. Kind of like what I was doing with Ritual of the Night, fighting the same boss for an hour. Like, I am okay with that, but I don't know how entertaining that is as a viewer. Okay, this is the struggle right here. This jerk. Oh! As if. Wait. Oh, that's like not a dodge. That's, well, has no invincibility to it. Screw it. Oh. I'm in. Doesn't matter. I could do this move all day as long as I don't screw up. I don't like the moving forward because I don't know exactly how close I can get without getting hit. Watch, I'm gonna beat this and then die trying to get to the next save room. Or just die there. Alright. I died 3 times. I'm gonna bless myself with a level up. As much as I don't want to. I think I should give myself a slightly better number advantage. Yeah, it wouldn't take long. I might as well. I don't know how that just passed through me, but I'm not going to complain. I'm so tempted, but nah, just get another level up. Oh, I'm not going to die like that. Alright, I'm going to make a very tactical retreat. As much as I want to waste my time, I shouldn't waste everyone else's time. Sprite work is so good for a Game Boy Advance game. I do think, like, if I had to pick one, this is the best Game Boy Advance game, just period. They really knew what they were doing with this. It would have been cool to kind of see, right, like, I totally understand this wasn't the era for it, but see, like, an older style Castlevania game in this kind of style. I think that would have been really interesting. I mean, I guess they did have the NES emulation of Castlevania 1, but that's... I more so mean, like, a new game like this, graphically speaking. Because, like, the Curse of the Moon stuff's really cool. And I do really enjoy the 8-bit style. However, I do think it would be cool to kind of have, like, a 16-bit, like, Game Boy Advance game, graphically speaking. Even though I think the Game Boy Advance is technically 32-bit. I want to say, but, like, graphically speaking, probably closest comparison you can get is Super Nintendo. But definitely some of the hardware features are more advanced than that, while others are scaled back. Probably biggest one being just resolution. Because isn't the Game Boy Advance, like, 144p? That sounds like something. I want to say it was, like, something that was kind of a weird, well, as you can see just by looking, it was a weird ratio, screen space-wise. Screw it. I want to say it might be. It's not 8x5, I don't think. Wait, because that would be, like, widescreen. Yeah. Is there a non-widescreen equivalent to that? Wait, am I doing more damage? I wasn't looking. 3. Don't crawl towards me. Where are your legs, buddy? Hold on, chat. I'm in the bone zone. Oh, man. Oh, that was pushing it. That was pushing it. Oh, sweet. Does that heal me? Oh, thank the heavens. Bad boy. Did I level up? No, even better. Look at me. I have beaten the... That wasn't that hard, honestly. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Don't let him get the best of me. Alright. I knew I could make it. 28. I could be a little reckless. Maybe it's because I leveled up once more, but... This isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be so far. I don't know. I mean, I was level 3. Granted, that may also just be a super easy boss. And a dumb way of looking at things. Like, this is probably still, like, difficult. If you just do enough things in repetition, it becomes easier. I just gotta, like, get my Ultra Instinct on. I will say, just tapping the buttons. The input latency in this collection, PC-wise at least, seems pretty good. Like, I wouldn't say it's instant. Well, it can't be, but... That's pretty good. I still, like, emulation or not, this stuff is still fascinating to me. And a lot of other people, obviously. Not the only one that gets hyper fixated on these kind of things. Yeah, take that. You weren't ready for that. What he didn't know, chat, is that I've already been to the bone zone and back. Level 4? Oh, I'm doing 10 whole damage when I punched out? This is... Man, now I'm living on easy street. Is there, like... Is there like a mod where I won't level up? I swear that's a thing, at least with maybe Dawn of Sorrow. Because if there is, I might come back to this and do that. I don't think I'd get that far. Okay, I don't think I want to go this way yet. I do not want to deal with this dude right now. What is this? Oh, well, I should just walk forward. Yeah, look at my range. He's got nothing on me. I love that, like, how the moon is, like, kind of glowing and flickering in the background. It's such a cool set piece. This game is absolutely gorgeous. Soma's sprite especially is, like, really good. Like, look at that coat. Oh, yeah. And look at that. You gonna fight me? I just punched a bird dead with my bare hands. Can I say that? I didn't mean to say. I meant I put the bird to sleep with my bare hands. He's also going night-night. No. Are you okay, bud? I'm about to be you in a second here. I can just feel it. Oh, no. I felt like that was like a spider on me. I hope not. Oh! I need the, thingy. Oh, I forgot about you. Please leave me alone. Why does it feel like something's here? I hope it's just my cat. Oh, it's my cat. Oh my god, I thought she was sleeping. Okay, wait, how does one map? Select, oh, okay. Okay, so let me just check it out. Luckily, it's been long enough for me, because I played this collection, like, right when it came out. And my memory is the opposite of good. So I don't remember too much of where equipment is and stuff, so this is fresh enough of a playthrough for me. Is this it? It is, okay. Okay, unfortunately, I have to use that. I think I'm gonna have to keep using it. It sounds so dumb, like, man, I have to use equipment. I know, baby, I know. I have to use equipment. I'm upset too, kitty. I wanted that to remain empty. Can I punch this thing? I mean, obviously I can punch it, but can I beat it up? Yeah. No, you know what? He has it coming. He's asking for it. Gonna take a quick break, real quick, and top off my water and stuff. Stay hydrated. Let me make sure. Can I just, like... Yeah, I can. Alright. Hey. Alright, humans. Have returned. Alright, ready to get back into the bone zone. Take a quick drink. I will say one thing I do kind of wish this had, because I do think with this type of artwork it looks better, would be like a CRT filter, or at least scan lines. So I remember back in the day, I used to play this through like the Game Boy player on my CRT. That looked really nice like that. I definitely feel like it would hide some of the imperfections, because this sprite work itself is... Are you gonna... Are you gonna bring the pain? I feel bad about this. He's giving up. You know, it's okay. It's okay to have days where you don't feel like you can do anything. But it'll get better. Just not for this guy. Don't end up like him. Nope, don't want to deal with it. I feel like that's cheating, but I also kind of have to use it. Man, I would have put no necessary equipment in the title, but I feel like that's kind of implied. What's this? Not using it. Straight in the garbage. Fine, if you're gonna be weird about it. These guys were the bane of my existence in Castlevania 1. If you saw my stream, Stage 4, you know what's up. Oh! Oh, this is worse than... Oh, you're holding out the knife like a jerk. Man, how do I... Soma's such a Chad that he can just punch grenades and he's fine. Oh, what's that? Equipment I'm never gonna use? Bring it. This is... Okay, this range thing is a bit of a problem. Alright. I knew I was dead. I gotta get a better idea here. Good kitty. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Excuse me, chat. I'm using a Wii Classic controller right now because I didn't feel like syncing up my Series X controller. Besides, like this kind of I was using this for Castlevania 1 stream too. This controller feels pretty comfy for this type of game because I have like a Classic controller adapter. What would be great if I had like a Super Nintendo Classic, if I ever got one of those, and like hooked up one of those controllers. I wonder if I could get something like that. Or just a converter. Well, probably could get a converter. So I have Super Nintendo controllers. I need to get a better Super Nintendo setup, though. That is like one part of my setup that I'm not thrilled about. I got, like, way back when I was way more... I mean, I'm broke now. I've always been broke. But back when I was way more broke, I was doing some part-time work at a restaurant in my old town. And so, obviously, for sources of entertainment, you gotta get a little thrifty. But back when I was doing that kind of stuff, there wasn't, like, a huge boom in... Hold on, these birds are... in, like, retro stuff yet. So, like, I happened to start collecting all this stuff. Like, obviously some of it I had when I was a kid. And I think it's really fun to talk about this stuff. And then, like, when you hear other people talk about this stuff, you like try to guess roughly their age demographic. Because I could be 40, I could be 20, like, you have no idea. And I'm not telling you. Anyways, so, like, yeah, back when I started, because, like, there's stuff I still had from when I was a kid playing games and stuff. But a lot of it I kind of got when I was working that part-time job. And it's like, the retro market didn't, like, explode yet, luckily. And so I got a lot of stuff for super cheap, mostly just through being patient and looking through eBay and stuff. So, hold on. Swear to God. Every time I stream, not trying to be gross, maybe it's because I'm always drinking so much water and stuff. I'm like always burping all the time. I'd like to appear a little classier than that, but we're all human. It's like what I said at the beginning of my videos. Hello, human. Because we're all human. except if there's like animals watching this, which would be really cool. I hope like your cat or dog's watching this right now and they see cool stuff going across the screen. Anyways, wow. If you couldn't tell, my brain is like a train that keeps switching tracks constantly, and it's just completely missing its destination every time, and then having to slam on the brakes and go backwards. Like, have you ever played Train Simulator? I play Train Simulator, and I would always push the speed way too much, and then start hitting all the emergency brakes and shutting down all the systems, like right when I was about to get the stop, and then I'd have to back up and stuff. That's a really good analogy for my brain. Anyways, wow. Yeah, when I started collecting all this stuff, like the retro market wasn't exploding yet. Like now, the prices for this kind of stuff, I feel, should I even be using it? I feel like that's okay. No equipment is going to be nothing that would let me cause damage, and nothing that's going to heal me or give me more defense. I feel like maneuverability should be on the table, slightly. Just because I literally have to use this for some gaps, I don't want to like get rid of it. This is bad. This is really bad. What was I saying? Oh, I'm going to grind a little, chat. I hope that's cool. I think I need it at this point. Just because the lack of range right now is really starting to be a struggle with those enemies that are kind of like holding weapons out and stuff. I need to be able to hit them faster. Or, well, not faster, but just have less interactions. Anyways, when I got my Super Nintendo, it was like I got it for like $30 on eBay, and it's completely it was, well, first of all, like a lot of that paint from the time is like oxidized completely, so it was like my Super Nintendo's like looks like it hasn't stopped smoking a day in its life. It's all like yellow and stuff. Not trying to throw shade at anyone that's, you know, I can't be talking about. Oh my god, I gotta watch my words. I don't want to. Okay, bad joke. I didn't say that word. I'm not gonna bother trying to censor it out. But no, I'm not advocating anything like that. Bad for your health. Don't do it. Anyways, my Super Nintendo's like completely yellow. It doesn't even remotely look gray, and it's got a huge crack, like right behind the cartridge slot. And at the time, I happened to get it from like Walmart or something. I had this roll of duct tape, because like duct tape fixes everything, especially, you know, when you're broke. So wait, I said I was gonna grind. I already forgot I said that. How much experience do I get from these guys? I'll grind a little here. 234. Yeah, I'll go to 5. Yeah, so it's got a huge crack in right behind the cartridge slot, and yeah, I had some like duct tape that has like little cats on it. And so I just slapped duct tape over the giant hole in my Super Nintendo. So, like, that's not the best. It still works. It always has worked. I have, like, the original power supply for it and everything, and I'm dying. How much experience did I get? Okay, that's not bad. But, yeah, it's... And it's got some other, like, cracks and stuff on the side that are covered with... Wow, I gotta be careful. That are covered in kitty duct tape. So, like, visually, it's very, very unappealing, which isn't the biggest deal in the world, but for me, I do like my consoles to at least, like, look nice. Like, I understand if they get, like, oxidized and yellow and stuff like that. Like, that doesn't bother me too much. I know for some people it does, which, like, that's totally cool. But the cracks in the duct tape, I would do that. Let me grind on these Skelly Bros for a bit. Hold up. Yeah, so it's got a bunch of cracks. My one controller kind of started to go for it. It was like the one that came with it. I eventually got like a second controller, but I just haven't been playing my Super Nintendo. Like, I probably haven't touched in like over a year just because I don't like my setup. Because right now, I have... Now, this is totally legit for me to talk about. Always, if I'm talking about this kind of stuff, I'm talking about backing up your games to preserve them. That way you're not using real cartridges. Okay, so anyways, like yeah, back then I had like Star Fox 1 and can't say I'm not gonna risk saying that, but yeah, I had Star Fox. I played the crap out of, can I say crap? I played the heck out of Star Fox. I'm a huge fan of like shooters, and I mean like old school space shooters. And I know Star Fox is a little bit of a newer type of shooter, like all 3D and stuff, but I'm a huge fan. I'm not equipping that, I'm just making sure it's not equipped. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of like space shooters and stuff, if you want to call them that. So I played so much Star Fox. But yeah, I have like a, you know, backup cartridge. It was one of like the very first Super EverDrive models, which like at the time it was fine, but as you know, compatibility wise, the Super Nintendo had many special chips in the cartridges, like Star Fox. But yeah, so I have like a very old model of Super EverDrive that can't support a lot of things, which like at the time it made sense. It was very good for its time, but the Super Nintendo was just such a tricky console to get that kind of stuff up and running properly. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Nope, I'm fine. Okay, I'm going back. So yeah, I have a really old model of EverDrive, and at one point when I was younger, living at my old place, I had like a very tiny room, and I had like a bunch of my setup was like really bad, and things were just like all crammed together and all over the place and stuff. I mean, it's a comfy setup, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but just like so you get an idea, like it was just completely cramped and everything was kind of stacked on top of each other. So at one point, it might have been like my speakers or something, I had these like, I got this like CD player that had like external speakers or whatever, so I could like, obviously listen to my CDs and stuff while I was like playing games or whatever. And I also used the speakers for my TV because they were like, it was like a cheap CD player I got from like Walmart when I was younger. But like for the setup I had, because my old TV, because for a long while I just used a CRT. I mean, I still use one. I use a better one now, but I use a CRT even like into the 360 generation. And I was still using the 360 in like 2014. Anyways, I had like a 1080p Element display, and the speakers on that are like not good. So obviously I hooked up like my CD player was a very strange design, but you can feed it like an auxiliary input and have that come out of the speakers. And like the speakers are two separate speakers you actually like wire into the CD player. So my TV had a headphones jack, auxiliary jack, so I just ran my speakers through that. Anyways, the speakers are like actual separate entities from the TV speakers. And at one point, just because like I had a very small like I guess entertainment center's the right word, but it's just like a desk with like little drawers almost. My old one. And my speaker at one point just goes through like the wires, and I was not the cleanly person I am now with my organization. Like some of my wire organization is still a little rough, but like I really didn't care about it back then. I really do now. I need a cleanly place, you know, like clean place, clean mind, all that stuff. But so wires are always getting tangled. You know, you trip on stuff, and then other stuff will come tumbling down. And at one point, very unfortunately, my speaker fell down straight onto the Super EverDrive cartridge, and it cracked it. Now, it still works, but like, you could like pry it apart with your hands, but it still functions. However, I'm not a huge fan of that. I definitely want one with better compatibility, because I'd like to get into all those cool, I do want to watch my words a little bit, but all the cool modifications people are doing with, like, say, like, Link to the Past with CD audio and stuff like that, or you got, like, Gradius 3 without slowdown by applying the use of, like, the one enhancement chip to it. I forgot what chip that was. Especially those slowdown modifications. I'm really interested in trying those on real hardware. Yeah, so I'd like to get something new, because there's a lot of cool features in the newer ones, plus the obviously chip support. But also, the way I have my Super Nintendo, I straight up, and I looked, but I don't at all have any AV or S video cables for the Super Nintendo or GameCube. I used to, but I probably lost them in the move. But also, I straight up don't use that stuff anymore. Unless I, like, have to. But anyways, so I don't have S-Video or AV for my Super Nintendo. And my CRT is S-Video, RCA, or, you know, component, but not RGB component, the YPBR, BR, whatever it is. I can't remember the exact thing off the top of my head. But, so yeah, all I have for my Super Nintendo is, and I say this like all I have, but I have an RGB SCART cable. And, because for the longest while, I obviously didn't have room for like 2 TVs. So, what I used for the longest while is an OSSC with, like, obviously RGB SCART cables for everything. Like, my N64 is modified for RGB out. I gave my old one to my one good friend because, like, I didn't use it, and to me the price of getting an RGB modded N64 was like the same as me just applying it and doing it myself, because there's a seller that was selling a region-free RGB N64 on eBay, and I'm like, well, my dude doesn't have an N64, and I know he cares about this stuff like I do, so wow, my brain. But yeah, anyway, so I have an RGB N64, and obviously I use the same SCART cable for, maybe not obviously, for my Super Nintendo. However, I have still not gotten around to getting, and I've been meaning to forever, one of those, like, RetroTink RGB SCART to to essentially component transcoders, and not RGB component, but that YBR PR thing component, since my TV actually does support that. I'd like to get an RGB SCART to, you know, component transcoder, and then start hooking up all my stuff that way. And also, straight up at this point, oh wow, I didn't realize how risky I was being. This is going just straight up explaining my setup. Yeah, I'd like to, because I'm not gonna buy a cheap AV. It's so hard to find like good S-Video or AV cables online, because like almost all of them like that you find are just some like cheaply made, poorly insulated cables that just have a bunch of frequency issues and stuff. And I wish I knew about that stuff better when I was younger, because like I know like my PS2 component cables that I used to like on my OSSC, they're not good component cables, and they have a bunch of interference and stuff, and like you could see it. It's really bad. Anyways, so nowadays I tend to not use my HD for older systems, like except for the ones that I have to still, like my N64 and my Super Nintendo. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like, because I still have my OSSC. I have a RetroTink, and those devices are great, and I used an OSSC forever in my old place, just for space reasons and stuff. And they're very good products. But I am a huge fan of CRTs. I love the way they look. I love the very, very, very low latency. Rotten meat. I should eat that just to give myself a debuff. Yeah, so I love CRTs, so I was eventually able, because I didn't have a CRT always at my new place either. It wasn't really in the plan, but it was kind of in the back of my head. Like, I'm like, eventually I would like to get one. Like, I have the space for it, and I have a bunch of older consoles that I actively use. Because as you may have known by listening to me by now, I try to use real hardware for like everything. And that's why I'd like to get a setup so I can record my real hardware. And I'm not doing like, I'm not gonna be one of those people like record, and no shade to anybody, don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna like record my CRT with like a camera. Besides, like the way CRTs work, that probably wouldn't work out well. Anyways, so yeah, I eventually was able to find an amazing Trinitron that has, like I said, like component in and everything, and it's functional and it works and everything, and I got it for $2 at this thrift store. I don't think they had any idea what they had, and I'm like, I'm like, I need to get this home. And it was a huge, very huge hassle. And so, especially if you're listening to this, like my fiance was like she didn't understand at the time, like, and she's super understanding of my dumb necessities with my hobbies and stuff, but obviously because I was trying to kind of, and maybe this was a little shady on my part, but I didn't want to talk too loudly about how much of like a holy grail this was for me at the thrift store, and because I'm like, I know a deal when I see one, and I'm not gonna say anything about it. So, because this thrift store doesn't even really have like electronics, they just happen to have it sitting there, and I immediately, because I think we were there for clothes or something, and I'm like, I immediately looked at the back of the TV and I saw what inputs it had and stuff, and I looked up the brand because I knew I heard about Trinitrons before, and I was like, alright, we're getting this. And like, I didn't want to explain too much about why we have to nab this thing, because it was $2. It was $2, and it was like half off at that. So I'm like, we gotta grab this TV and go. And she's like, I was just getting a little annoyed, and she's like, this is a huge hassle. We only have like a car, like not like an SUV or anything. It's like, do we really need this? Like, I didn't understand why I might need this. I'm like, no, we need this. And I cannot describe to you how much of a pain it was to get it into my car. Oh my god, I would do that. 31. Oh, have I leveled up again yet? But yeah, so like, I hope you like my story time because it's going all over the place. So yeah, like I bought the thing, and getting in the car was a problem because I have like, you know, like a normal sized car, not huge space anywhere, and so like we're and if you know anything about CRTs and especially huge Trinitrons, because my Trinitron's like 40-inch or something like that, or maybe not 40, maybe it's like 32-inch. It's huge though. It's huge for a CRT, and so like the one person was helping us, and we put it like in a wheelbarrow to get it out to the car and stuff. And I'm like, we're trying to get in the trunk at first, and it's like it's not fitting. And you know, bless this man, don't know what he was doing, but the employee helped me at the time, and I'm not complaining about getting help. Don't get me wrong, because there's no way I could have done it on my own. But this dude is trying to get into my trunk, and at this point, I already said, "Hey, man, I think we're gonna try the back seats," because I was kind of starting to look at it. I'm like, yeah, I think it actually could probably fit in the back seats, and not because I knew if I get in the trunk's not closing, and I still have to drive this thing home. I mean, it wasn't far from our place, but it was still going to be like a 10-minute drive, and I wasn't super thrilled with the idea of driving with that hanging out of the trunk. I also don't know the legality of that with driving laws, but point being, so he's trying to get in my trunk, even though I was like, hey bro, can we like try to get this in the back seat instead? And I swear to you, chat, this dude, he's like, alright, hold on, I have an idea. And again, like, bless this man, and I'm not trying to make fun of him or anything, or be like a jerk, but my man, he goes back inside the thrift store, and he comes back out with a shovel, and I'm like, oh god. So if there's anything you need to know about me, I am, especially in like a public setting with any like employee of any store, I am polite to a fault, and I don't want to cause any grief to anybody. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes here. I'm trying to be a very agreeable person. But my man walks out with a shovel. I'm like, oh no. And at first I'm just like kind of letting it happen because I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, and I'm very non-confrontational. I'm not saying that's like a good thing, but yeah. So he's using the shovel to kind of try to maneuver it and stuff, and like the shovel like swipes the screen once, and I still think there's like a bit of a scratch in the screen. And then so how the CRT is, if you know what Trinitrons look like, the bottom below the screen kind of has like a base for it to sit on. This dude, no joke, because he was like pulling up and prying with the shovel, he cracks the whole thing, the whole base of it. The whole base is cracked. I still haven't gotten around to like gluing it back together or anything. I mean, it sits down just fine, but yeah, he cracks the whole base. He's trying to shovel this thing into my car, and again, like, bless the man, I know he's just trying to do his thing, but this dude was not listening to me. It's like, I was talking to him, and anything I said kind of just went in one ear and out the other, and then he was just kind of doing his own thing, and eventually, and praise this man, like, another employee comes out, and he's like, hey guys, do you need help? And I'm like, oh god, I'm like, yeah, like, so bad. And he's like, don't worry, like, employee, I've got this, you can go back inside. And I was like, oh, thank god. And this dude was like, I don't know what this man was trying to do, and I'm so sorry this is happening. I'm like, it's okay, but I'm very grateful that you understand that, like, a shovel's not what we need to be doing right now. I mean, that's not the words I was using, but that's just more so what I was thinking. I'm like, yes, we have someone that understands, don't take shovel to TV. And luckily, and it was super quick too, this dude, I'm like, hey, can we try to get in the back seat instead? And he's like, yep, we lifted it up, we got in the back seat. And you think that'd be the end of it, but here's the thing. So, get it home. This thing is super heavy, and it's in the back seat, and the door only opens up so far. We barely get this TV out the door, and get it, like, onto the ground, okay? And I'm like, I don't know, because just the two of us, we couldn't carry the TV on our own with how heavy it was. And I'm also, like, I'm a weak person, and years ago, like, I broke my one finger in a way, and it never healed right. So I have trouble, like, picking things up to begin with. So we couldn't carry this TV. And then, like, I go in, and I grab, like, a towel, and we're trying to drag it with that. And the towel rips and stuff. And then a very nice neighbor of ours, he's like, hey, do you guys need some help? And we're like, of course. And this dude pulls out, like, this little, like, I don't know what the right word is, but it's something you probably use when you're, like, working on cars, so you can, like, slide around and stuff. And so this dude lets us borrow it. We get it on there, and we just slide it indoors. The problem is, I live on the second story, so there's stairs involved. So, oh, I'm saving it. So there's stairs involved. I have to get up the stairs. I'm like, we tried. It wasn't happening. So what I end up doing, I'm like, alright, I don't want to bother other people, but I'm like, I gotta put this in the hallway. I put a note on and be like, I'm taking care of this today. Really sorry, but just give me some time and I'm gonna figure this out. I'm so glad he's available. I call my brother up. He doesn't live too far away from me, but still far enough for it to be an inconvenience. I call him up, I'm like, dude, are you doing anything right now? I need your help so bad. I'm like, I bought this TV and I can't get up the steps. And thank the Lord, he drove out just to lift up this TV for me and then go back. He helped me get up the stairs. It's still difficult. Then I got inside, but the thing is, like, I didn't have anything to set the TV on. So that was a whole other issue, and eventually that was all worked out. That's the whole point. Man, I don't even know why I was saying all that. I got a CRT. And I started hooking up everything to my CRT, and I ended up getting some really cool stuff that I like always wanted to get for this kind of stuff, because I was working so much overtime, mandatory overtime. So I had money to burn, and I'm like, I might as well use this on stuff that I probably won't be able to afford otherwise. So, or at least willing to spend large chunks of money on otherwise. And eventually I was able to get some really cool stuff. I got a PC engine. I got like a Famicom, because I did have like an NES, but I got like a Famicom, because I just think those things are so neat. Plus the sound chip and stuff. Technically the connector pins. And having more connector pins, so you can have stuff like the Castlevania 3 OST having more frequencies and stuff. Just because of the chips and all that. This is the coolest part of my setup, and I'm not trying to sound spoiled or like I'm bragging, but I was able to get both a cartridge-based Neo Geo and a Neo Geo CD, and I have like Brooks adapters for them to use like modern fight arcade sticks on, along with like original Neo Geo CD pads and the Neo Geo AES stick. What was I saying? Oh, I've like always had an American Sega Saturn, but I got a Japanese Model 1 Sega Saturn. Hold on. Yeah. And like a PlayStation, like a PS1. Now we had one as a kid, but I ended up getting my my own way later with the CRT. However, what I would really like to do, since my Super Nintendo isn't really up to snuff anyways, and as you could probably tell with the way I'm talking, I do think the Japanese models, some of the stuff are really cool, just for the differences. Wow, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, no, not like this. What I really like to end up getting, and excuse me, chat, I'm gonna have to quickly take a quick break. I'll be right back, and then I'll explain. This is such a roundabout thing I'm talking about, but just give me like 2 seconds. I am back. At least I left it on a good screen. That's really symbolic of this run. There we go. Anyways, so what I'd like to eventually get, I'm not like in a super huge rush or anything. I'm gonna take my time trying to find this kind of stuff, but I'd like to get a Super Famicom instead. Get like the RGB SCART transcoder, and then get like a newer model of the EverDrives, so I can use some of those newer modifications and stuff. That was the whole point. That's what I was eventually getting around to. My brain went completely blank after that, because I was so fixated on just... See, and this is like... Oh, no. What level am I? Am I like 5? Yeah. I gotta figure out a way to progress without at least get to the next save point or something. But, what was I saying? I'm such a good streamer. Like, check me out losing my train of thought every 2 seconds. Especially because, like, everything I'm streaming is, like, very difficult stuff, which is totally helping my train of thought. Yeah, I'd like to get a Super Famicom. I think different models of different systems are very nifty and very neat. And it's like, I gotta find ways to trick my brain to thinking stuff is new and exciting. Something tells me this is not the smartest course of action. Wait, why didn't I just do that? Was there a reason I wasn't doing that? Like, I can't mess with this. Excuse me, coming through. Wait. Serious, did I just not realize that I should just jump over things? Ah! My arch nemesis. Anything that deals damage. Man, look how much I'm beating up those skeletons now. I'll be honest, I'm nervous to take a hit. I'm just kind of hoping I end up by a save point. Oh, I did make it this far, and then I was screwed in the next room, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Alright. Okay, if I could just get there with a little more health, I'd be fine. Very pulpy orange juice. Excuse me. Like, that second save room has got to be not that far off from that room I got to. I would imagine. Just back this guy in that corner. That feels wrong. Wait, why is he doing 11 damage to this one skeleton then? Man, I just realized something else that's very bad about using the fist. There's no, like, not just the range, but the fact that there's no, like, arc to it. Arc? So I can't even, like, realistically hit things above or below me without very strategic positioning. But once again, I do like to suffer. That is kind of my thing. Besides, like, I definitely have the philosophy of, like, getting trapped and dying. Like, in my opinion, like, nobody's gonna, unless you're, like, have, like, an established audience and fan base and stuff, and people like your personality, people probably aren't just gonna randomly watch your stuff if it's not something that's, like, difficult. Or at least difficult enough where you can't just do whatever you're trying to do first try. Overall, I still feel like this is kinda easier than just literally normal Castlevania 1. I can take so many more hits. Nah. Oh. Nope. Some things never change. Wait, can I get up there? Nah. Ooh. What you gonna do? You just made things easier for me. Don't I eventually get the ability to slide? Oh no! This isn't a save point. This is death. Nah, hopefully I'll be fine. Okay, so upper path is not what I want. Can I take that? I don't need it, but can I take it? Yep. Still not going to use it. Maybe I should have added no items to that description, because I am not going to use a potion. That would defeat half the purpose. Excuse me. Coming through. What a rude skeleton. You know what? Just for that. Give me some of that experience, boy. This game is so comfy. Even when I'm getting my butt kicked in. I'm at least going to save it after that. Just because I got a little bit of experience filling out the map a little bit. There we go. Man, I'm becoming a bird fighting master. Yeah, you want some of that? Alright, he's got hands. No, no. Ah, man. Didn't even break a sweat. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Like, something tells me... I was literally about to point to the map and pretend like you could see what I'm talking about. But one of those small little squares next to that room I got to before has to be a save room. I'm pretty sure, like, I soon get into that, like, kind of dance hall area or whatever. There's a save point somewhere around there before the second boss. I don't know if that's the next save point. But if I can at least get that far... Okay, yeah, we're gonna go low this time. Okay, this isn't where I was getting screwed up yet. And I have much more health. Granted, it's like, it's even kind of difficult to just damage through things, because you don't get, like, invincibility. So I can't just damage boost my way through everything. Oh! When it comes back to it, Halloween or not, you always end up back in the bone zone. Maybe I should stream Vampire Survivor sometime. Game is very addicting, and I think that's kind of what kickstarted my mood to play Castlevania again, regardless. Wait, regardless? I don't even need that word in there. I don't know why I use that. Not today, Skilly bro. Watch this, chat. Okay, don't watch that. Do anything but that. Oh. He's not ready for... Wow, why didn't I think of that before? Wow, that was surprisingly clean. Oh no! 65! Oh no! Alright. This... this is bad. This is so dumb. I wouldn't I? Okay. One down. Okay, you know what? Oh, I am so disappointed in myself. I should not have done that. That was some very goofy behavior. Hope you like the title screen and the game over screen, chat. Granted, like I'm not dying that much compared to like what I'm doing. Bring it, bring it. Oh, I'm being dumb. I'm being silly. Man, that upward arc is non-existent. That background's just so cool. They did such a good job with it. Excuse me. Alright, I've taken a little damage, but I don't know if it's better to fight my way through that room or not. I think at least killing that first skeleton was a good idea. I would, wouldn't I? Coming through. That was close. Alright, I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape. I don't even know why I engaged with them. Okay, why do I seem to be doing more damage to these skeletons? Or is it because they're the non-arrow skeletons? Is that it? I kind of messed up a little bit on the way here. That was good. Okay. Nice. That was really good. Okay. Can I like wait a second? Am I smart? This is so dumb. Okay, 2 hits for them. Come here, come here, come here. Yeah! Look at me go. Now is all that's... Oh, another skelly, bro. I saw that coming. How far can he throw it? Nice, nice. New territory. Yes. That feels like a good accomplishment. An hour and 20 minutes in, and I've only beaten the first boss. That's fine. I was being a little goofy. I think I learned some strategies. What is this? Cutscene? Oh yeah. We're not watching the story. That's not what we're here for. We're here to just punch things really hard. I don't need to know why I'm here. All I need to know is that I'm here to destroy. These are like such easy enemies, and I can't even beat them in one hit. I love this music here. It is so good. Very eerie sounding. God, that sprite work is so good. Oh! Alright. Maybe punching that thing into the ground isn't a possibility right now. This is a save point. Now I'm like right before the second boss. I don't know if level 5 hard mode no equipment's enough to do it, but we're gonna try. Oh, I forgot about this whole... Oh my God. What am I gonna do? Okay, that wasn't good. Oh, I can kind of like get an extra hit if I like... Oh my God. I got lazy, I got sloppy. Okay, you know what? Is there another one? Alright. This is not happening. 1 damage. 1 damage. Oh man. Oh, wow. You didn't see that? Okay. So, I think 1 damage is not enough. I know, that's shocking. But that is not enough. I need to beat some things up. Oh, I can't just punch that rock, can I? Wait, I can. Oh, you got nothing on me. How is he so strong? Like, I get lore implications, but should Soma really be able to just punch like a boulder in half? He's Chris Redfield, now I get it. Now this all makes sense. I didn't look at my experience before. That was very goofy of me. Yeah, those dudes are like 1 apiece. I'd have to beat a lot of them. Oh, that red thing's not a ledge. That's just background. Okay, I'm at 239. How much for beating these dudes up? I don't know if there's any way for me to get in that pit without just taking damage. Which, I mean, if I have to take 1 hit, not a big deal. I'm just trying to brainstorm my way around this. Oh, that's substantial. Okay. It's difficult to even just grind like this. Bring it, bring it. I'm not afraid of you. Mr. Tiny Devil, have you met my fist? Oh. Okay, I can't punch those, I don't think. Or if I can, I need to hit him a little faster. I was like, I'll get an easy, like, 1 or 2 experience points. No, I won't. Okay, let me think about this. Can I, like... Okay. I died trying to grind. Oh, woe is me. I should take a quick gander at my stats. So I got like... Okay. My defense has gone up, hasn't it? By like a point or 2. You know, I think I meant to talk about this in the Castlevania 1 stream. But one game I wish had like a modern PC port of or something. Like I know it's still backwards compatible in the 360, but Harmony of Despair, and get like some fresh a fresh release of that so people will start playing again, the multiplayer and stuff. My god, that game is so cool, but I've never been able to play it with like people I know or anything. Not like for any long sessions or anything. It was just like occasionally finding randoms through Xbox Live and stuff, but because I didn't have the PS3 version either, because I think the PS3 version had split screen, but I thought I read like player 2 couldn't like save their progress like that or anything. Granted, like I've never tried it, but yeah, Harmony of Despair, that game was so cool with all the different characters and stages and stuff. It'd be so cool to get like a PC port of that now, and just be able to like, granted, I don't know how well it would do, but if you could just like easily find like 5 other people and grind that stuff out and play those stages and stuff, that would be so, I'd be so on top of that. I know this might be shocking to hear after you're watching what I'm doing, but I went for the pure brain dead hit things hard strategy of just playing as Simon. I didn't need no fancy tools or nothing. Plus, I like the fact that it was 8-bit NES Simon and not like Castlevania Chronicle Simon. Yeah, that game was so cool. The music was very good. I've listened to that soundtrack so much. And just the variety of the different characters in the multiplayer and stuff. It's so cool. And just grinding out equipment and stuff. It was a very fun loop. Ah, I got silly. Give me experience. I'm close. If I beat two more of those dudes, I'll be level 6. Well, no. If you're watching this on YouTube, you could probably just skip until you see me be like level whatever. Except, don't do that, because then you're gonna miss my wonderful conversational skills. So don't skip. Don't channel surf. None of that, even though it's not TV. Don't do that. We're here to talk about if you like to play Castlevania, if you catch my drift. How much do you give me, Skelly bro? Wait, I didn't take damage during that. I'm close. I almost said I could almost smell it, but yeah, when a video game's gonna get smell, that's what I'm waiting for. Am I this goofy? There we go. Hardest part is the platforming. Bring it. I will punch the devil with my fist. Okay. I need a boost in defense badly. And no, honestly, I'm not hitting hard enough, at least with that boss. No, defense too. Nice, okay. I just realized how useless it's gonna be to have, like, my concentration and intelligence go up. That's not remotely helpful for me. So this specific Soma right now, he's not smart enough to understand magic spells. All he knows is remove all his equipment and punch things really hard. Not even very hard. It's just like a normal human punch, and he's just trying to punch enough times that the enemy will finally just give up. Maybe it's just out of sheer pity for Soma. They're like, alright, he's lost his mind. Clearly he's unwell. We can't have this go on forever. We're at least going to give him the satisfaction of beating us, but in reality, they're probably just fine. That's one interpretation, or we can go the route that Soma's just so godlike that he can punch boulders in half with his fist. I kind of like that interpretation, too. Man, it would be kind of annoying, but I think I should grind that. Like, not annoying for me. I live for stupid, mindless loops of nothingness. Kind of like life itself. But, however, as a viewer, it's probably annoying. Granted, this is like perfect. See, what I want from my streams, my YouTube videos, I want you to have this on in the background while you're doing something else. Like, I don't take offense to that. That's the whole point of my channel. Because I watch so many people's stuff like on in the background, and I not because it's not good, but that's just kind of how my brain works, and I like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I want you to be like playing a game or doing your dishes or cleaning or working or whatever you're doing while listening to this kind of stuff. Like that's the whole point of this. If I even just get like one person to be like, hey, like I put this on in the background while I was doing so or so, that would just make my day. But at the end of the day, this is for me, not you. It's a good way to, like, trick my brain into doing something. Because then, like, I would not probably be... Excuse me. Let me just drink some water real quick anyways. I probably would not be doing this by myself. Just, like, sitting and doing this. But to me, this is almost the same kind of feeling as if you're, like, sitting... Like, if I was sitting with my friends doing something stupid like this. And having... Speaking of stupid... That happened. But this similar kind of mental trickery of doing the same thing but in a group, all of a sudden it makes it tolerable for me. It's the same kind of thing. Because I'm focusing on talking and it's like, oh, this is like content right now. Then it kind of tricks my brain into enjoying what I'm doing. Maybe not enjoying is a strong word. It makes me functional to be able to do this. But there's definitely stuff I'm probably like never even gonna stream. Like, there's stuff I want to do more casually. Like right now, you know what? Let's talk about. You know what we're gonna talk about a little bit, chat. You know what? That's rough. That's rough. I don't want to spoil people that are new. Because I've been playing the, yeah, I'll just talk about, like, the port and stuff for a little bit, because it is something on my mind. So obviously just recently, what was it, like last week or something, we got the new Persona 5 Royal ports, which is awesome. So I played Persona 5, on launch in America. I played Persona 5 Royal the night it came out, literally at midnight, and I am playing it again. Doesn't matter if it's a like 110-hour RPG. I'm here for it. I'm playing it again. But recently, when I got the Steam port of Persona 4, because I ended up getting that with like the Persona 4 Arena Ultimax port, like the Midnight Channel bundle. So you could probably tell through some of my videos, but my brain is a one-way ticket to confusion. Why am I talking about fighting games right now? That's not what I was trying to say. I'm a huge fan of fighting games. That's what I was trying to say. And Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is a really good fighting game. But that is not even remotely what I was trying to talk about. Big fan of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. It's such a good game. I feel like Sho Miyazaki is a really cool character. Not what I'm trying to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about that in a bit. But anyways, Persona 5 Royal. So yeah, I played both versions like launch day. Huge fan of it. Recently, when Persona 4 Arena Ultimax came out, I got that Midnight Channel bundle. I played through Persona 4 using only Izanagi. Because I'm like, this isn't, this probably makes a lot of sense after watching me, but I like to do things that are mindlessly difficult. Because it's kind of like, I think, if I have to do some self-psychology, which, speaking of psychology, and I have to laugh at myself because I cannot do one straight thought without it veering into the other lane. I'll get back to Persona 5 in a second, but I gotta get the thoughts out. I am totally, without a doubt, neurotypical. Without a doubt, I am completely normal and functional. No, this isn't a wow. I would do that, wouldn't I? But no, this isn't a me trying to be like, oh my god, I'm so quirky. Look at my brain. Chat, this happens when I'm alone just by myself not talking to anyone. You think I like it? But at the same time, this is all I know. So how would I even want to be not me? And then that's a whole nother conundrum. Wait, what was I saying? Fighting games. Persona 4 Arena. Oh yeah, so recently. Oh wait, no, I didn't finish my first thought. My third thought, whatever, was the fact that I had this idea in my head. And I'm streaming Aria of Sorrow instead because it's less work. No, because I need a lot more research on this. And I'm not. No, I'm fairly certain I'm going to do it, but I also I don't like saying for sure that yes, I'm going to do this, in case I end up not being able to make it interesting enough or anything, because I don't want to, like, yeah, my YouTube channel is very, I wouldn't say it's random, but I'm covering like every type of topic I'm interested in. Just not just spooky stuff, not just fighting games, not just streaming. It's kind of what I'm not gonna post content that I don't think isn't worth having on in the background or whatever, or good content. But what was I saying? Oh, but if I genuinely don't think something's like interesting enough, I'm not gonna go through the trouble of making it. What was I saying? Excuse me. Wow. Anyways, yeah, I have this idea in my head. Like, I gotta do more research and stuff, but kind of try to figure out some brain chemistry and some human evolution and understanding of necessities of why do we as people find certain things to be entertaining and its evolutionary needs. And obviously, yes, I have a basic understanding that being entertained makes life not suffering, but from the viewpoint of someone who has a very hard time being entertained, not through lack of good media and activities to do, but rather due to attention span issues. And why did the audio go bye-bye? No! Okay, my recording's still going, but I should wait for Twitch to still exist. What's going on? Did I lose the internet? Alright, for the people watching on YouTube. Sorry, you're just gonna have to wait a second until I figure out what on God's green earth just happened to my stream. Are we up? What's going on? Oh, this is just... Do I have to restart my stream? Do I? Hold on. I'm so sorry about this, chat. Streaming? It does say I'm streaming. Am I streaming? Yo. I am. Oh, we're back. We're good. But what? Wait, what happened to my audio? That I need... Alright. What's going on? Your device is at risk of being out of date. Oh, is it Windows trying to be a goofball? Is that why everything went... What is... Wait, why is Castlevania not even in the streaming right now? Oh. Alright, hold on. What on earth is going on? Okay, let me just save this real quick. I'm gonna have to do the old switcheroo. Let me make sure that my audio is still coming through my mic. My audio is still coming through my mic. Thank the Lord. Alright. This is goofy. Now you can check out my Steam library. Ooh. You can see all the games that I refuse to finish because of my attention span. Like this game. I was playing Corpse Factory, really cool story and stuff. Main character is incredibly unlikable, but it's kind of neat to have that. Haven't finished that. I've played Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo. I haven't finished that port. The Castlevania collection, I did finish almost all of it back when this came out. I got Bone Lab. I played one level and got really motion sick, but I did beat the first game. I was playing Curse of the Moon and stuff at least, and I've beaten that stuff before. I got, man, Blue Reflection. So I'll get back to my stream in a second here, but so I've been playing this on my Aya Neo. It's a portable computer or whatever, because this game doesn't have cloud saving, so I don't feel like going through the trouble like I do with the Kingdom Hearts games on PC and transferring my save file back and forth. So I've been playing that on my Aya Neo, but chat, I've started that game like 3 times, and it's I love like Gus. I love what Gust produces as a studio. I really do. I'm a huge fan of the Atelier games. But I just haven't finished it. So this is all tying back into what I said before, but like, yeah. So I started playing it on the Vita, and like, it did not run good, even with lowering the resolution stuff. But like, for a turn-based RPG, it was tolerable. But then eventually I just got on the PS4 because I have a PS4 Pro, so I was like, all right, you know what, this is getting insane. Wait, is this a separate stream now? Oh, oh, come on. Don't do me dirty like this, Twitch. Okay, so give me 1 second. This has been a night. I'm going to continue talking about the 5 topics I have left unfinished in just a moment. I need to take a quick breather. I'll be right back. So sorry about this. Be right back. Again? Where's the A? Again. Again. Wait, what? Again. Ah, neon white. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm back. I'll type it in a second just so people know. And then I'll get back to the 6,000 topic points. Back again. Wait, is audio working? Okay. Goodness gracious, that was goofy. I blame Windows, but I also need Windows, but I also blame it. You know, it's running pretty heavy in the background. Why? You know, just a sec. What you doing? Alright, we'll live with it. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so I'll get back to the 5 different topic points I'm talking about. And you know what? Tonight, I'm doing kind of okay. So I think I will stream a little after this game as well. Because I've been meaning to stream Vampire Survivors. So that game's very addicting. And it's spooky day. It kind of fits into that. So I'll probably play this for a little while longer, then switch over just to have a little bit of variety. Anyways, yeah, Blue Reflection. I'm very into Gust projects and stuff. Yeah, like I'm going to be using it. Yeah, I like the Atelier games are so comfy to me. I love collecting materials and grinding it out. Okay, good. I love like the battle systems and stuff. Like a huge fan. Those games are just like it's the exact opposite of what I'm doing right now. It's a good way to like try to like chill out and relax. And like, yeah, the games are cheesy and corny and definitely like a smaller budget games, but they're like it's such a change of pace from like everything else, and it's just comfy, and you don't have to like, yeah, you have to think, but like you don't have to like, it's not Twitch reflexes and dying every other battle. But so, I mean, some of the end game stuff in the Atelier games can get rough. Like some of the end game Atelier selfie stuff, you really have to start grinding and doing stuff. But it's like it's a fun grind to me. I love grinding. It gives my brain something to do, especially when I'm doing something else. But yeah, so I got Blue Reflection on the PS4 Pro. Like it's a fine port and stuff, and I was playing that, and then I got distracted and I dropped it, and then just recently, due to the Blue Reflection sale PC, I'm like, this time, because I play like a lot of PC games now. Not only because I end up getting like a good PC, like, man, how long I've had this for maybe like, might be like 3 years at this point, maybe 2. I can't remember how long I've had this like actually good gaming desktop. Wow, I sound so uninformed when I say it like that, but it's a very, very good desktop. And I learned my lesson with computer parts and stuff. I've learned so much over the years. Not that I was always interested in the hardware when I was a kid, but I've learned a lot more, especially this last couple of years. However, yeah, so I got a PC and I started playing a lot more stuff on that. And then I eventually, so I'm big into portable gaming. Like when the is this the smell of the game right here? Because it smells like bad. I don't even know what kind of joke I was trying to make. Like, chat, I'm not funny, and it's more so I'm just saying it's like accidental. In like I'm hyper over analyzing the words that I'm using, but it's like accidental comedy because it's like, especially when I'm streaming, it's not like when I'm creating normal YouTube videos where I have at least a chance to articulate the words that I'm trying to use to convey the message I'm trying to convey. When I'm streaming, it's just first thing that pops into brain is what comes out for the most part. Except trying to filter myself, because I'm not trying to cuss, I'm not trying to be a bad boy. Man, I hate gardening. It's like accidental comedy. Sometimes I might say something funny, but it's hard to know what's funny, because it's like, do any of us laugh at our own jokes? And is it even a joke, or is it just an observation? And I don't know if it's funny. And I'm not trying to overanalyze this when I'm overanalyzing this. It's so hard to know if I am entertaining as a person because I am me. And why would I be entertained by me when I am just me? I am the little brain in the meat puppet. So it's hard to know how entertaining I truly am. I'd have to... And I can't... I feel like if I just ask people I know, they're just going to tell me that, yeah, you're doing good, but is that truthful? I don't know. And then, because then that's what you do when your brain works like me. And everything everybody says, it's like, they're not being truthful, even though that's nobody's fault but your own. What was I saying? Blue Reflection. I'm grinding. I'm gonna grind for a little bit because I was only doing 1 damage against that boss. Sorry if I'm getting loud. It's so hard to tell how loud I'm talking because the earbuds I'm using are special, like IEF or something earbuds that play low frequencies to block out noise and stuff. And like they're noise canceling physically as well as like in my ear, and they're playing frequencies to block out noise. I very sensitive to noises. I have problems, chat, and I don't sleep like ever. I'd like to. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to. But yeah, I don't get much sleep. So the best way I describe this to people, and this is not me trying to garner sympathy, this is just explaining my brain processes. Like right when you're falling asleep, the last thing you want to hear is like noises and like loud noises, and that's how I feel like all day. So like, and like where I live, there happen to be, and it's like it's whatever, but. Obviously, kids play and they get loud and they scream and they yell and they're kids and all that, and that shakes me to my very core. So luckily, I was able to get. I this sounds so ridiculous, but yeah, I wear it nowadays. I wear these earbuds because you can't get like I would prefer headphones, but you can't get earbuds that have the same kind of effect as this. So they play like essentially like white noise low in the background. And the tips themselves of the earbuds are noise canceling. and then I have like noise canceling earmuffs on top of it that I wear when it gets really bad. And then finally, then I can hear myself think. But I also, do I want to hear myself think is the next question. But what was I getting at? I'm not trying to garner sympathy. I do not want sympathy from anybody. I don't want to be treated different. I don't want to be treated special. But at the same time, I guess I'm also saying I need to account for my needs. This is dumb. Anyways, Blue Reflection. So, got PC like last year. So I'm really big into portable gaming. This is kind of getting to what I was saying. Not just for the fact, like, yeah, I used to carpool to work for years and would just swap who's driving stuff. So I played a lot of like my Switch back then. The Switch was so cool when it came out. I've always been huge into portable gaming. But yeah, nowadays, just due to my problems, my health conditions, sometimes, you know, I'm not feeling well and it's nice to lay down and still be able to do stuff. So eventually I got a portable computer. I was looking at the Steam Deck for the longest while. Steam Deck looks super cool. And maybe at some point I'll still try to snag one, but it's not really high on my priority list because, unfortunately, they use a lot of things that, like, absolutely do require Windows. And I know you could install Windows on the Steam Deck and stuff, but then driver support and all this other stuff, to me, it wasn't really worth it, and I had other concerns too, like storage space, which, again, like the Steam Deck, you could get a micro SD card, whatever, you're fine. And you could get, like, the more expensive models with, like, the, what was it, 512 gig NVMe, which is, like, great, that's fine. But I have a lot of games that I install that I don't play. No, so, yeah, I need a Windows for a lot of different reasons. One of the biggest reasons is, like, my friend group, we all play, like, a lot of fighting games. And so, it's super easy to just, like, obviously bring over, like, PC fighting games and hook up all our different sticks and stuff with PC versions. And that's just what I play anyways, because my PC's, like, wired up through Ethernet and stuff like that. So I play all my fighting games through there. But the problem is, as you may know, a lot of fighting games, just like a lot of shooters, have certain anti-cheat programs that don't work through Proton or don't work through Linux yet. And a lot of what I play uses that kind of stuff, at least fighting games-wise, like when I'm taking over a computer to someone's house. So Windows was just kind of a must for me. Plus, I use, like, the Epic Game Store for, like, the Kingdom Hearts games and the Final Fantasy VII remake. I use Xbox stuff for the Game Pass stuff. And I use good old games for stuff like, obviously, like when I was playing Castlevania 1 earlier, and it's like Silent Hill 4, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, excuse me. So, point being, I wanted Windows, bad. So I got, if you've heard about these before, because I did a lot of research before, because that was a lot of money to throw down. That was still when I was working a bunch of overtime, so I could afford it, but it's still a lot of money to put down. You're gonna want to buy one product and be content with it, which is very difficult to do in the computer space. So yeah, I settled on an Aya Neo, which has 16 gigs of RAM. It's running at a Ryzen 4500U CPU. Obviously, the integrated graphics, the Vega, right? The Vega AMD stuff is obviously what it's using, and this is the really nice part about it. Well, it runs Windows, and it's got a terabyte SSD, which is super nice. Because especially modern PC games, you run through storage. Well, not just modern PC games, just modern games. You run through storage so fast. Like, yeah, I can install 6,000 Castlevania Advanced collections, but one Death Stranding and Cyberpunk is gonna take out fucking. Oh, I didn't say that. Wow. See, I gotta watch my stream of conscience a little bit. I feel like I can get away with one cuss word. I am not going to push it any farther than that. Wow, I gotta watch myself. Anyways, modern games take up a lot of space. Like recently, I've been playing. I got Black Ops Cold War on sale, and like me and my brother and my fiance and stuff, we've been playing Warzone, which takes up more space too. And right now, I got that stuff on my Series X. That's taking up like a quarter of my SSD. It's taking up so much space. So yeah, modern games, obviously, some of it is totally justified. Some of the stuff, like the Call of Duty stuff, I'm like, there's no way you can't compress some of this data. But yeah, so the terabyte SSD is very, very nice. Because it's not like I don't have to rely on a micro SD card. Like, as much as I'd want like 3 terabytes of space, which is essentially like what I have with my normal desktop, and I'm still always out of space. Yeah, it's got a terabyte SSD and it's running Windows. So a lot of what hammer. That's cool. Probably so much better than what I'm doing. Oh yeah, man! If I was doing a normal playthrough, look at that. Not gonna use it. I'm just trying to level up. 7? I'm 7? I didn't even realize. I want to get to 10. 10's what I'm thinking of. So yeah. A lot of what I was doing for a while, and like still do. So I take my Aya Neo because it's running Windows. I've got a USB-C to like this little hub thing because the Aya Neo model I have has 3 USB-C ports, and so I like plug it into a hub that has HDMI, it has USB and stuff, and so we just hook it up to the TV and use like the USB port to hook up our sticks, and we just play fighting games that way. And it's definitely a good enough piece of hardware where I can run the fighting games like pretty well, especially fighting games tend to be lighter on hardware, and then I run it through. I usually just run things at like 720p, and then run it through the M Classic upscaler because I use that for my Switch all the time. And you get a pretty decent image. And I'm also like really dumb with my Aya Neo, and I crank the wattage. So I know like default, I think they come at like 15 watts, and you can adjust it with like Aya Space up to like it might be 20, but I'm not sure. But for me, on battery, I run my Aya Neo at 25 watts. So if I'm playing something really intensive, like, say, like, Cyberpunk or Death Stranding, I get, like, maybe, like, an hour and 20 minutes of battery life. And then when I plug it in, I have it automatically set to crank up to 30 watts. I'm not willing to push it any more than that, because I don't want to, like... My Aya Neo gets hot, I'm not gonna lie. But that way I'm like getting like maximum performance out of this bad boy. And it is really good. There hasn't been a game where I'm like totally disappointed in the performance. Like I can't get enough of, especially with so many modding games supporting like FSR and stuff. You can get away with so much. It's still crazy to me that I can play like, you know, like what I was saying, like Death Stranding or Cyberpunk or like even slightly older titles like Metal Gear Solid 5 and all that junk like portably. It is, I would have never dreamed of this, especially when I was younger playing like the GBA and stuff. What was I saying? Oh my goodness. So I got Blue Reflection again. My word. That's what I was trying to get to. Because I pretty much, nowadays when I buy a game, get a game, whatever, it's either I'm buying it on my Xbox or I'm getting it for like my computer. I do have like every console under the sun. I don't have a PS5, but I do have a Series X. But yeah, for the most part, it's just with my computer setup. I have my normal computer setup, my desktop. I have a 1440, 144 hertz monitor. That I also have like a second monitor hooked up. This is a 1080, 75 hertz monitor. And then I also hook it up to my TV sometimes. Because I only have one HDMI port on my computer. I have two display ports, one HDMI. What I really need to get is just like a display port to HDMI converter, and that way I just hook up all 3 at once. Because like when people are over my place, I just hook up my computer to my TV, which my TV is 4K 60 or 1440 120. But just for parity for everything, when I hook it up to the TV, because I don't want to mess with things too much, I just leave it at a 1440 120 signal. So when something can easily push 4K 60 or whatever on my Xbox, I just get it on that. Especially if I don't think I'm going to be playing it portably too much, or if I really want the disc of it. So like stuff like Soul Hackers 2 or the No More Heroes 3 port. It would have been cool to play this portably, and maybe eventually I'll get like No More Heroes 3 on Steam like way later. But I want physical disc with this because I like collecting stuff, and I know that stuff is going to push 4K easily. And since I don't usually do 4K stuff on my computer, it's just like, okay, like I'm content with just playing this on the TV, not taking it portably. so I'll get it on the Xbox. But other than that, especially when something's like really cheap on Steam, I'll just get it on that because then I know I can play it portably too. So I got Blue Reflection, and I'm like, I want to play through this game. I love the Atelier stuff, and I wanted to play through it before I got to Liddy and Sue Deluxe or whatever their names were, the third game in the Mysterious trilogy, because I played the original version on the Switch, but I never had any of the DLC or anything, and I know the deluxe versions came with the DLC. That Switch port was rough, by the way, if you've ever played it. Like, it was functional, but oh man, especially compared to like the later like ports of like Renoa or Renoa, what was that name? Whatever, that trilogy. Like, those Switch ports are great. The Sue port was not so much. I don't know if the deluxe version was better. I hope they figured out their porting process a little better with that. They probably did. So yeah, I'm definitely going to play through Blue Reflection this time because I want to, and I want to play it before I get to there because I know there's DLC where you can do like Blue Reflection stuff, even if it's just like a map for getting items. Like, I want to know everything about Blue Reflection, like the first one, before I get into that. What was it? Oh, because I was talking about how I don't finish video games. I mean, I do, but I don't. Yeah, so, my Steam library. I haven't been finishing my games. So yeah, I'm on my third attempt at playing Blue Reflection, and it's like every time I say that stuff, it makes it sound like I don't like the games that I'm playing, but I do. I definitely do. I just have such a horrible attention span, and it's like my brain's not. If I have to think about this from a psychological or mental medical standpoint, it's just brain's not getting dopamine when brain needs dopamine, therefore brain is seeking dopamine from different sources, therefore it's not content with what it's doing, even if I know that as a human being my brain likes this. It needs so many different sources, and the dopamine receptors probably aren't getting quality enough dopamine, or the receptors aren't processing it well enough for me to be able to pay attention long enough to just play through things and not do other things while I'm doing it, which is also probably degrading my experience and making the condition of being a human with my brain worse. But it's an endless cycle. And you can probably tell by what I'm going to say right now, I don't have health insurance. So, so I just have to live with what I'm like, which is, you know, it's whatever. I'm not trying to complain. I'm trying to explain. So, you know, I lose. It's not that like I lose focus. It's like, you know, if I really need to do something, I could probably do it. But it's like, when it comes to playing like a video game or watching TV or watching a movie, or reading a book, you want to be enjoying what you're doing. That's not work. Like, if someone tells me, and again, maybe this is just brain tricks too, but like, hey, can you go help me take care of this or something? It's like, yeah, I can do that. But then if you tell me, hey, go home and play a video game you enjoy, or go read this book that you're gonna like, then I'm like, no way, not gonna happen. It's like all of a sudden, once it's something that I enjoy, then the suffering becomes more noticeable because it is something that you're supposed to be getting an enjoyable experience out of. And then there's like things that seem to trick my brain into not minding what I'm doing, which all ties back into finding way. Wait, 999 gold? Can I even get any more? Wait, no, I totally can. I think that's just circumstance, because I think there's things that cost way more than 1,000 gold. Yeah. Oh yeah. So then finding ways to trick my brain into enjoying what I'm doing, or at least multitask to the point where the activity becomes bearable, is nice. So stuff like half the reason I started streaming was YouTube content. And see, I do like, especially if I'm like doing something, say, you know, again, like taking care of dishes, or if I'm playing something myself, I'll like play it on my portable computer and then put someone's stream on. And I like that kind of background noise. Or if I'm doing something a little more focused, I like audio only experiences, which is what the other half of my YouTube stuff is. I'm just trying to create content that I know as a human being I would like. But the other reason is like this gives like 100%. I wouldn't be doing this right now if I wasn't streaming it, but I know this is something that I would like to do. So stuff like this that isn't like a casual, relaxing experience, but is something I still know that I would like to try to trick my brain into doing. Streaming I have found to be like a pretty good outlet for this kind of stuff, because it's giving me it's like a similar activity to playing stuff with friends, where like all of a sudden, like if I'm with like a group of my dudes and stuff and we're doing something, like I don't really tend to have too much of a problem doing stuff, because it's like you have all the banter with everyone going on and you're talking, and you know, you're probably drinking coffee and doing whatever with it, and then it's like a whole group of activities bundled into one, and like I really don't think about stuff too hard like that. But then if it's just me, I'm not like talking to anyone and stuff, and then it's okay, I'm actually focusing on what I'm doing, and then it's like, uh-oh, then all of a sudden my brain's like, you're not enjoying this, stop doing this. And it's like, you know what you should do? You should look at your phone. And then I look at my phone, it's like, I don't even use social media. What do you want me to look at my phone for? And it's like, okay, then I put my phone back down, and then I get back to what I'm doing, and then my brain's like, you're bored, stop doing this. It's like, no, brain, I know I like doing this, can you please shut up? So yeah, the streaming I found, like, because I'm talking and doing something while I'm doing it, and it's not because I'm not just gonna play a video game and talk to myself. That's crazy. I wouldn't do that, because I know I'm like making content and I'm streaming. Even if nobody watches this, I'm still actively doing something with purpose right now, and it's like I can't just be lazy about what I'm not lazy. My brain right now thinks that this is something important to be doing, and it's not. I don't think it's as good as like hanging out with people. It's definitely not, but it's enough of a trick to my brain where I can kind of focus on stuff for longer periods of time than I can normally. Like, I don't think I would have, especially with how much I was struggling with Castlevania 1 the other night, on stage 4 specifically. If I was by myself, I would have like died a couple times and be like, all right, time to do something new. Not like out of frustration, just out of I need something different to be doing. But doing it on stream, yeah, like I can persevere through that stuff, and I know I have the patience. It's just whether or not, wow. I can't believe I've strayed so far away from my point. Streaming, good for brain. I enjoy doing it. It is more work, but it is giving me an excuse. It's giving my brain an excuse to like play this right now and do this type of unnecessarily difficult challenge. So yeah, I was. This is all wrapping back into my not even original conversation, but. So, yeah, I was playing Persona 4 on Steam maybe a couple months ago. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Let me take a drink. Sorry, I'm also a little stuffy. Make sure no one's trying to get a hold of me while I'm off in the bone zone. Mail. Hold on, chat. Alright. So. Yeah, I was playing Persona 4. Because I played it on PS2 and Vita, but I never got around to getting the Steam port until the Midnight Collection thing. So I was playing through Persona 4, and I only played on normal mode because it has been a long time. But I was playing with only Izanagi. And I'm not going to do any stories. I'm not going to do any stories. Why is this a tongue twister right now? I human, am not going to do any story spoilers for Persona 4 right now. Because I don't want someone to stumble into the stream and then be like, oh no, I don't want to get spoiled. So I'm not going to talk about story stuff. Just the fact that I was only using Izanagi. But then what I ended up kind of, because I'm like, I don't know how hard mode is going to be. And I don't, so I'm going to at least just do normal, but I'm going to use only Izanagi. What I found out after a while is that it's like, with the way Persona 4 works, and the fact that you get so many of those chance times and stuff. I think that's what they're called. After battles and stuff. I got so much stuff raising Izanagi's base stats that it ended up becoming way easier than a normal playthrough, like way easier, and not even like it didn't even take that long. By the time I was finished with like the first dungeon, I already felt like I was overpowered compared to just if I was just fusing personas, because it's like your abilities kind of suck at first before you start getting skill cards and can get more skill cards. Because I did use skill cards. I wasn't like, I used other personas as literally fodder for like skill cards, but I never used them themselves. So. But all these stat increases you can get randomly, they add up over time. Because normally, you know, say you're using Izanagi, you get, strength +1, but then you fuse Izanagi and you have Pixie or something. Then that strength +1 doesn't matter anymore. But when you never ever switch Izanagi out and you only raise the stats, especially by the time you're like 3rd, 4th dungeon, Izanagi is just wrecking everything, and then you get skill cards involved and stuff. And so I ended up, and again, I'm not going to actually talk about spoiler stuff, but I ended up going for like the golden bad ending, so the new bad ending in golden. So that was going to be, that was kind of where I was cutting the playthrough off, because I never actually got that ending before. I knew about it, but I just never got that ending before. So by the time I even got that far, Izanagi, like all my stats except for maybe like strength were all 99. All his stats were just 99. And through the use of skill cards, I remember, if I'm thinking right, I had like Ma Garudine, I had Ma Agudine, I had Ma Bufadine, I had Ma Zeodine, and then I had like Megadolan, and then I had like a couple, and then I think I had like a colossal physical damage move, and then like the rest of it was like stuff to like automatically buff or increase criticals or something. Like, I can't remember all the stuff, but obviously that thing was so much better than any other persona I would have had at that point. So it was like way too easy. I should have done hard mode, but I was already kind of committed to normal at that point. I don't like switching difficulties mid. I have 2 hammers now. Chat, dare I say, just check this dad level joke out right here. Dare I say, it's hammer time. Whoa, so funny. So yeah, that playthrough ended up being super easy, and I should have done hard mode, but I didn't know. I didn't know how easy it was gonna get. So with the new PC and the Xbox release and stuff, and Persona 5 Royal, it's also on Switch and PS5. First of all, the port's good. It's very good. It's very good, but it's nothing you wouldn't expect. It is cool to see the game at like higher frame rates and stuff. 60 on consoles, you can do 120 on PC. What I've been doing, I've been playing it on the Series X, which is 4K 60, and I'm playing it on my Aya Neo. And surprisingly, that game's super light. Like the other day, I was just using my Aya Neo, and like I can internally render at like 1080, and maybe because I'm cranking the voltage, but for the most part, I'm still getting 60 with all the other settings turned up all the way. But I was plugged in most of the time, so I was getting like 30 watts out of that, which is it's ridiculous. But yeah, Persona 5 is like light, which is nice. You could run it good on a potato. Like even if you have a really bad PC and you don't have like a console, I bet you could probably still run Persona 5 at like 720/30 with low settings. Like you'd probably be essentially run it like at somewhere around like PS3 settings, like original Persona 5. And then even then you could like probably reduce the rendering internally to like 50%. Like you could run this thing on a potato and probably still look somewhat half decent. Maybe the anti-aliasing isn't great, I'd say, in the game, at least when you're running at lower resolutions. Like on my 800p screen, super sampling is the only way to really get it to not look too aliased. But it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. The game still looks. The game's stylistic choices and its cell shading. Because I think that's cell shading. I think it's not like Jet Set Radio levels of extreme cell shading, but I think it is cell shading. The artistic direction holds up incredibly well no matter what resolution, really. It's just kind of an aliased image at lower resolutions. So anyways, yeah, we got the new Persona 5 Royal port, and even though I've already played original release and Royal on the PS4 Pro, I knew I was going to be playing Persona 5 Royal again, but I wanted to do something like the Izanagi only thing I did with Persona 4 Golden. So I've been doing hard mode because I'm not making that mistake twice. I'm just immediately going to hard mode, and I'm only going to use Arsene and never swap them out. So chat, if you play Persona 5, play Persona 5 Royal, you would probably understand my disappointment where for like there's like 2 things that I had to not use arson for. Like there's the one tutorial, and again I'm not gonna like talk far into the story or anything. I'm not even gonna mention the story if I don't have to. Where you had to use like Pixie for a second. I'm like, no, I don't wanna. I only want to use arson. But I'm like, fine. Like you literally don't have a choice. You have to use Pixie, and I'm not complaining about that because like 99% of the people that are going to be playing the game aren't going to be doing what I'm doing. It's not like an oversight. It's just nobody would normally be doing it. So I had to use Pixie for a second, and then like you have to fuse arson away for the fusion tutorial, and I'm like, oh. But then, and what happened, because I didn't have like a chance, because I wasn't thinking to put arson in the compendium yet. He was already like level 5 or something at that point before the tutorial popped up. And so I had to fuse away arson, which, chat, you know what that means? That means my compendium arson was level 1 with none of the additional skills yet. It was just like cleave and the level 1 curse move. And I'm like, you know what? This is in spirit though, back to square one. So I got my arson out. But so far, I think I'm finally starting to be kind of okay. But it was definitely very tough, especially like the first boss battle, because obviously there's no like chance time stuff, so I couldn't like abuse, and I can't remember if there's because it's stuff that normally I would overlook because it doesn't add up, but I can't remember if there's stuff you can eventually get to like increase just base stats through doing something of a persona. I want to say that there was something, maybe it was like going to a certain activity or doing something, I can't remember. But obviously first dungeon, you don't get skill cards. You don't get any way to give arson more experience besides just battling. And if you know how Persona works, like especially your starting Persona, the experience curve gets really bad because you're not really supposed to be using them anymore. You're supposed to be swapping them out. Because once Personas kind of learn all their skills, the experience curve gets really bad because they're kind of like, you know, hey, swap them out already. Stop doing this. So the experience curve with Arson's bad even in the first dungeon. By the time you're at the end of it, I can't give him any additional skills because I don't have skill cards. I did not have, obviously, I don't even have this still yet, and I'm like about to be in the 3rd major dungeon. I don't even have the ability to sacrifice personas for experience for another persona yet. I'm waiting for that. That is going to be a blessed day when that happens. But right now I'm still just like I think main character is like level 21 right now, and Arson's like level 15 or 16 or something, because the experience curve is just that rough. I guess it's not too bad, but it's only going to get worse from here on out until I can like sacrifice personas. But you know, that first boss was really tough because I'm only using Arsen, and what I've kind of noticed is Arsen, at least in these early levels and stuff, like Arsen is like pure agility focused, and like its magic and strength stat kind of suck. Which like, hey, that's cool. Like my favorite stats in RPGs, luck first and foremost. I love pouring everything into luck, and agility because I don't want to get hit or I want to do more hitting. That's just the kind of things. Besides, it makes the games kind of at the end of the, especially when you first start, it makes RPGs generally speaking harder because you're dodging and you might get one more critical in a battle, but you can't do any damage and you're getting hit really bad. But I like that kind of stuff, and it pays off in the end usually. But yeah, Arsen's like pure agility focus, which is like, that's not what I was struggling with. And because Arsen even comes with, well, he gets like Sukunda. I don't know how you pronounce that, but the agility reducing spell. So it's like, I don't need to augment my agility anymore. I'm fine. But like just using like cleave is horrible in that first boss fight. Like Joker's just doing no damage. So I'm just kind of using, because I got like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like I'm using like healing stuff and support with Joker in like the first dungeon because like he is not good for anything else. Then second dungeon, I stumbled across a media, whatever, multi-healing spell. I'm like, yes, finally a skill card. And then I think eventually in that dungeon you get the ability to get skill cards from sacrificing Persona. So now Arsen's finally starting to be okay, but he's still not strong, either in magic or strength, which to me is kind of exciting. I'm having fun with that because like on hard mode with just Arsene, like I'm actually having to like strategize with it. Because I will say, I think Persona 5 Royal made things too easy, and like I didn't use like the DLC personas or items or like all that extra stuff you get in your equipment. I'm not using that. I'm not touching that. I don't want like an upper hand with anything. But yeah, what I ended up doing so far, and again, this isn't spoiling anything, but I sacrificed Arsene to make Arsene's cane for a physical weapon, and then I just resummoned him, and then like I sacrificed some stuff to get like Frey, the nuclear spell, the first tier nuclear spell, and then I was able to get like Giant Cleave, if I'm thinking right, which was like medium physical damage, and like it's medium physical damage, but it still does like nothing. I'm getting better damage just like with my gun. Fake gun YouTube. For the YouTube video, I'm talking about fake Persona 5 gun, which literally in the story they are fake guns. They're not real. Man, I have so many souls I could be using. I'm not going to. What level am I? 8? I'm getting somewhere. I want to be 10. Yeah, so like I'm getting, because you get the one gun that like causes shock, which then gives you tactical hits with the follow-up shots and stuff when they do happen. Fake gun, model gun, literally an airsoft gun. But yeah, like that's the only way I could really do damage at first. But now it's kind of starting to get somewhere. But I still need the ability to sacrifice personas for experience because I'm barely getting level ups at this point for Arsene. But yeah, like actually having to strategize and stuff, like Persona 5 Royal made things too easy, in my opinion, on normal mode. Even without using the additional stuff, it feels like, with like how good baton passes are and that you can power up baton passes now, and the fact that the guns get new ammo every fight and stuff, like the game definitely, now I think they're all very good additions that the game really benefited from, especially the ammo thing, but like you have so many advantages as the player as opposed to enemies, especially when you just hit weaknesses and stuff. Like yeah, like doing hard mode with Arsene only is like leveling the playing field, and I really have to like actually use all my options and think strategically and make sure I'm buying revives and stuff, because like I am dying and junk. So it's been a lot of fun. Plus the new port's good. I don't think it's anything too fancy, but it's, especially on console, it's like perfectly serviceable and good and stuff. And I want to play through the game anyways. Persona 5 is a very good RPG, especially Royal. But yeah, like these kind of like challenge playthroughs or something I've become very interested in. And like, yeah, so what I'm saying, the Persona 5 Royal stuff, not only due to the weird streaming guidelines, I don't really understand them. Well, I don't really understand them, but I also haven't looked into them because I'm not going to stream the game. But to me, that's what I do. That's pure relaxing for me. I'm not turning that into streaming. When I'm playing like an RPG, I want to just chill. That's not an experience I'm going to be sharing with anyone as far as the actual playing of it. Like, yeah, I want to talk about RPGs. I love, like, RPGs are probably my favorite genre. Not probably. I just say that colloquially, if that's even the right use of the word. RPGs are my favorite genre next to fighting games. Like, I love both of them. And it's funny because like that's two of the very opposite genres. Like one's very, like reflex intensive and skill, like physical skill and memorization and stuff. And the other one's like the complete opposite, just laid back, like choice making. Which you can imagine how happy I was when Persona 4 Arena came out initially back then. I was like, man, this is perfect. Like, I don't know if anybody else is gonna get it, but I like this. Because I'm a big fan of like Arc System Wars fighting games and stuff. Guilty Gear still like one of my favorites of all time. Like, especially at old Accent Core. Like, man, that's my jam. I've been playing Guilty Gear X forever, since X2 Sharp Reload. And I won't stop, can't stop. Addicted to, I'm not going there. What was I saying? I feel like I don't even know if Persona 5 was my original tangent. I can't remember. I hope this stream is interesting because visually I know right now it's not. You know what? I'm level 9. We're going to try to fight the boss right now. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fight the boss. We're going to see how it goes. At least see how much damage I'm doing right now. I'm not a fan of how much damage I already took. At least that one I can ignore. Oh! I wasn't looking at my number. How much damage did I do? Oh no. My file's an hour and 31 and I haven't beaten the second boss. It's beautiful. Wow. Wait. Okay, that's not smart. Let's not do that. You want your head back? You got a good head on your shoulders. Okay, I could work with this. Are you gonna do fire again? I'm still doing 1 damage. Hope that wasn't too loud. But that's not good. Oh, and now I'm poisoned. Can you die from poison? I won't. We're about to find out. This is rough. Oh my. 1 second, chat. Oh boy, howdy. I'm not sure about this one. I think I need more grinding. But in that case, I don't mind doing it at all. And I actually do think I'm going to come back to this. And I know I didn't get very far. But I do kind of want to find some time to do some Vampire Survivors today too. It is Halloween and all, so I think I'm gonna end this specific game stream right now. I'm gonna take a quick breather, set some things up, and I'm gonna come straight back and do some Vampire Survivors. So, for the YouTube people, it's gonna be a separate video too. I'm gonna like stop the recording for RESR and start doing Vampire Survivors because I wanna do that too. So, this has been super fun, and I swear to God I want to come back to this and not just leave it unfinished like everything else I do, because I'm not personally content only getting 1 boss done and getting to the second boss and not beating it yet. I'm not content with that. I want to do more with that, but I also want to make this visually interesting, so we're going to switch it up a little bit. Going to continue on with for Spooky Day a little bit, and yeah, been fun, but we're not done yet. You know, if you're on YouTube, watch the Vampire Survivors video because I'm going to do that too. That's not going to be anything specific really. I'm just going to keep playing for where I was in my file, and we're just going to unlock some things and get more money and stuff because that's kind of what I need right now. So yeah, I'm going to take a quick breather and I will be right back, chat.